Hey, he fans and she ravers, this is Danielle, aka Penny Dreadful, and welcome to my Masters of the Universe Classics Wishlist series, More Masters Classics. Today I take a look at a character who was quite close to being released in the line, and I'm talking about the villainous Lady Slither. Now, Lady Slither is a relatively new character who was first introduced in Masters of the Universe Classics mini-comic number 5. Despite the fact that she's a newer character, her popularity is quite evident as she came in at number 1 in He-Man.org's 2018 character poll for the Classics line. Now, this poll was open to anyone, not only members of the forums, and Lady Slither nailed the top spot. And it's no wonder, it's a very striking design for the character. Let me just give some background here on Lady Slither. She was a bit of a co-creation between artist Axel Jimenez and brand manager Scott Toy Guru Nightlick. Axel came up with the more reptilian, snaky design for the character, and Scott conceived the idea of a female snake men leader and wrote her dialogue for the mini-comic. Now, I spoke with Axel about the background a bit, and originally Scott asked him to design a female character for the snake men, but to use King Hiss's human slave girl from the King of the Snake Men vintage mini-comic as inspiration. Axel didn't feel that the slave girl character worked well as a snake men leader and took a bit of a different direction, giving her a much more reptilian look. He also threw in references to the Crown of Zalora, leader of the Snake Clan from the Filmation He-Man cartoon, and even Teela's Staff of Ka, perhaps opening the door to some interesting story connections there. Axel later added a snake tail option to give the opposite effect of King Hiss, with Slither having the power to transform the lower half of her body into a snake tail. And this was shown actually on Mattel's website when they did an interview with Axel. They premiered the snake tail version on the website. Now, I'd argue that this snake tail version is what truly catapulted the character in popularity and caused fan interest in her to just skyrocket. And that's most likely the key factor that landed her in the poll's number 1 spot. In the mini-comic, Lady Slither was introduced as one of the Unnamed One's generals who was tasked with leading the Revenge Squad's invasion of Tralla in their attempts to seize the Trallan Temple of Power. She had a similar leadership position to the one that King Hiss had on Eternia. So when Eric Marshall and I became the co-writers on the official bios, we brought Lady Slither over to Eternia a couple of times actually, and we see that she eventually teamed up with a resurrected King Hiss in this bio for Fang. Now, here are some of the designs by Axel Jimenez. You can see some of the sketches and then some of the final designs here. And this is just such a great, striking character, very evocative of Greek mythology and the Gorgons. And she was so close to happening as a figure to just like with Hunger the Harpy. And sadly, that release didn't come to pass. Now, here is artist and writer Eric Gibbagok Marshall's Neoclassics design showing the tail and leg options for Lady Slither. This is just incredibly cool. Like, you can see how you could have both display options with the legs, with the tail. Fans would most likely buy 2 versions of the character so they can display both options if they so choose. It's just a lot. It's good to have options for characters, and that's always what Classics has been about. Now, here's a great custom by AC Toy Design. Now, AC is incredibly talented, and when I saw this custom, I liked it so much that I commissioned AC to make one like this for me, and I'm really looking forward to adding it to my collection. Now, personally, I decided to opt out of the leg option since I only plan to display her with the tail. There's also this great 3D rendering by creative marketeer Stuart Taylor Cameron, aka Catra's Wrath. And again, this offers both the leg and the tail options, so this gives you more display opportunities for the character. Now, there's also the awesome Snake Goddess from the Italian Magic Boy comics, but she's a deity, and she would require some new tooling, especially for the lower torso, which is more like a spirit form. I think you could reuse some of Lady Slither's parts for her, but definitely would require some new tooling, especially also for the head, because she has like the snake hair, like Medusa. So this would be a different character, and I'm planning a video for the snake goddess for another time because she's really cool too. So what do you think of Lady Slither? Do you want her in classics? Do you prefer not to have newer characters and you want the 80s characters made first? To me, I think as long as the design looks cool and it fits in the world of Masters of the Universe, such as Lady Slither does, it's well worth including. So I would love to add Lady Slither to my collection officially. Let me know in the comments below what you think, and join me next time for more Masters Classics.